Today we're in Luke chapter 10, and we're going to be reading verses 1 and verse 5. And verse 1 reads, "After these things the Lord appointed other 70 also, and sent them 2 and 2 before his face into every city and place, whither he himself would come." And 5, "And into whatsoever house ye enter, first say, Peace be to this house." Hello everyone, I'm Carol and welcome to Uplifting Home. And this is a Christian-based homemaking channel. Welcome to our new renovation series that is telling the story of our purchase and our long journey of renovating a 1964 brick ranch style home. And in this video, we're just going to be talking a little bit about what it was that we were looking for in our next home and hopefully our forever home. Because we loved the home that we were in, and it had a whole lot of good features about it. But where were our minds and our hearts at that time? What was it that we were looking for? What was it that we were dissatisfied in as far as our home that we were in at the time meeting our needs? So that's what we're going to be talking about in this video. So we had many people asking us the question, why are you moving? Your home is lovely. And that is true. We love the Tuscan styled, old world decorated home and all of its features. And although it wasn't a huge home, it was still about the same size as this house. But people, for some reason, it was just a charming home. And so let's talk about what it was that we wanted to find. And we really were not searching out to move or searching for a home because, quite frankly, I figured we would never find anything that we really liked. And so I have some notes I'm going to look down at from time to time. But so that was the biggest question most asked was why, and what are you looking for? And some people thought that we were going to search out for our dream home if we ever moved. And my husband and I decided a long time ago that we were not going to go the route of a dream home ever in our lives, our marriage, and because it just didn't fit who we were, as far as, we're not fancy people, and we like to kind of live within our means, and we enjoy paying cash for everything that we do. And that was a decision that we made a long time ago, many years ago. So we were not searching out a huge estate or our dream home, as some might call it, or something that you would think, oh, we have really made it when we get there. We decided years ago that we did not want to go that route. We were not going to climb that ladder, and so yay. So one thing that we needed was, my husband really wanted a place for a nice size workshop. In all of our years of marriage, he had never had a workshop just designated for a workshop, so he'd always wanted that. We didn't have room. The way the lot was situated at our house that we moved from, we really didn't have room for that. One year for my husband's birthday, I hired an architect to draw up an extra garage workshop area, and situated on the lot. And it was absolutely beautiful in the drawing. So it looked good on paper, but in reality, it would have been really, really cramped. And so that's one thing that we really wanted. It was a nice size workshop for him. And for me, I love the open sky. I love to be able to look up and out and in every direction and see the sky. And I don't know why. I've just always enjoyed the movie, the entertainment of the clouds going by, and every time you look up at the sky, it is a different view. And every season holds its own sky, so I just love the open sky. And that's one thing that was not easy to do at that house where we lived. And you practically had to get out in the backyard and look straight up before you could really see open skies. And so that was one thing that I was looking for. And we both wanted a bigger, more open yard. Now, the front yard in the house we moved from was pretty much unusable as far as, going out there and sitting and enjoying the scenery around you. It was pretty small, and the house sat fairly close to the neighborhood road. So the backyard was great for many years. It was kind of secluded on all three sides by beautiful trees. And then the neighbors directly behind us decided one day after years to sell the house, and the people came in and they cleared out the woods. And so that made our backyard not private and not very usable either. But we enjoyed that backyard for many years. But like I said, the open sky was a huge thing for me, and we both wanted more yard space. The house we had come from before that one had about 3 acres in yard. So we didn't desire to have one that big again, but we did want more room in our yard space to enjoy different areas of the property. So, like for the house we moved from, like I said, the front yard, we couldn't even use it really. It was just more for decoration and the nice landscaping and cement drive and that sort of thing, just to kind of put a pretty picture to the front of the house. And then when a lot of the trees were gone from the back, from the neighboring land, then that really caused the backyard to not be very enjoyable either. So that's what we were looking for, a bigger, more open yard. And I kind of wanted a home again on one level. I just love that idea. When I was much, much younger, I thought to have an upstairs and a downstairs would just be wonderful. But I soon found out that it's not so wonderful. But anyway, so that's what I was kind of desiring to have, is a home on one level. And so that's kind of what I was keeping in mind as well. And we both, my husband and I both, we enjoy being outside, and we both enjoy roaming around on the property, whether it's walking around in the yard or walking through the woods or whatever. So we kind of had that in mind as well. Now, if you know anything about my husband, you know he loves to build things and fix things and renovate things. And me, not so much, but I've went along, for the ride for a lot of years. And so he really enjoys fixer-uppers in homes. So each time we chose a home, we knew that we wanted to find something that was, less money, but at the same time, once it was fixed up, it would be what we wanted, But he wanted to do most of the work. He enjoyed that and still enjoys that and will probably always enjoy that. His favorite phrase is, "I could build that." I don't know. Have you ever heard your guys say, you find a pretty cabinet or something, made of wood or something, and your husband turns to you and say, "That looks simple. I believe I could build that." So we knew we wanted a fixer-upper so he would have something to do. Like he didn't have anything to do already. And lastly, we wanted a more simple home. And the house that we moved from, the Tuscan style old world, to my husband, that home was too fancy. I don't think he ever felt comfortable there for some reason. It was just too fancy for him. And it wasn't even, I don't think it was a fancy house, really. Or it wasn't too fancy. But he likes simpler things. And I like simpler things too. I'm not very hard to please in that area. I like clean looking spaces. If it's clean looking and well organized, I am happy. I am very happy. So that's something else that we tried to keep in mind, was that we wanted simple lines, straight lines. We didn't want any more of that curvy old world carved heavy furniture or door facings or anything like that. We wanted very simple, clean, basic lines. And so we kept that in mind. But we want to remember that the most important thing is to give the glory of every blessing that we've received. We give the glory to the Lord, right? And our hearts and minds focused on Him. We thank Him for every blessing that He's given us, and we thank Him for the breath of life. We thank Him for the opportunity to praise Him and in all that we do, and we hope that you feel the same, okay? So thank you for being here, and we'll see you in the next video, okay? Take care now. Bye.